Hey, what's up? Hello, my name is Emma, and today I'm going to be talking about my fictional crushes. One of my favorite pastimes as a reader is to just fall head over heels in love with one of the main characters and pretend that I am the one dating them. So today I'm going to be talking about who I consider to be my current fictional boyfriends and girlfriends. This video is being sponsored by Disney Book Group for the release of 10 Blind Dates by Ashley Elston, which is in stores now. Our main character's name is Sophie, and she is really looking forward to snuggling up with her longtime boyfriend during the Christmas holidays, but as it turns out, Griffin wants a break from their relationship. While preparing for a heartbroken holiday at her grandmother's house, her Nonna decides to set her up on 10 blind dates during the week, one chosen for her by each of her family members. It seems like a book full of hilariously bad dates, swoony love interests, and even some gushy family moments, so it is definitely something I'm interested in, and if you would like to check out more yourself, there's a link in the description for you. We're gonna start off with my OG fictional boyfriend, and that is Harry Potter from the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Come on, how could young little 11-year-old me avoid falling for the chosen one? I was so in love with Harry Potter for like all of my youth. I really don't remember a time where I wasn't crushing on Harry. Oh my god, I remember having such vivid dreams as a child of Harry and Draco fighting over me, so I would be like the new girl at Hogwarts and they'd both want to date me, but like at the end I would leave Draco standing in the dust and fly away on Harry's broom. And how could we forget the iconic image depicting me and Harry about to kiss that I edited on Microsoft Paint when I was 13 years old. I've just always appreciated how brave and loyal Harry is. He will go to the ends of the earth for the people he cares about and what he believes is right. And of course he's like an immensely skillful wizard, a talented Quidditch player, and played by Daniel Radcliffe. So like, you know, 13-year-old me was having some feelings. We're gonna jump right into my number one fictional boyfriend, and that is of course Jace Wayland from the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. Jace had captured my heart from the first moment I saw him appear on screen while watching the City of Bones movie. Forget about the Harry fantasies, they've got nothing on the daydreams of Jace Wayland rescuing me from my terrible high school where demons attacked. A lot of people don't like Jace, which I understand, because he is kind of an ass throughout most of the series, and he does do some things that I don't agree with in regards to how he treats people. But who doesn't love a sarcastic, brooding bad boy with a traumatic past? Beyond the whole hot demon hunter shtick, one thing I've always valued about Jace is his vulnerability. Jace is a character I've been able to watch grow across many books, so seeing him go from this teenager who uses humor to cope with his pain, grow into this level-headed, mature, commanding adult has just been a wonderful experience. He will forever be my number one fictional boyfriend, and I'm very grateful to have watched his character evolve. My first fictional girlfriend actually happens to come from the same series, and that is Isabel Lightwood. Isabel Lightwood is the full package. Just imagine this tall, raven-haired, beautiful goddess who fights demons with a whip. I am sold. Izzy is extremely smart and resourceful, but she also likes to go out and have a good time, and I just feel like we would really have a great vibe together. I've spent many years being like, I'm Isabel Lightwood, duh. But at the end of the day, no. I don't want to be Izzy Lightwood, I want to date her, and I feel like we would actually make a really good couple. My next fictional boyfriend is Sam Lloyd from the Diviner series by Libba Bray. There are many characters I absolutely fall in love with on sight, and Sam is a perfect example of that. His first introduction into the book is that he kisses the main character to pickpocket her. I just love flirty, sarcastic boys so much. But Sam is honestly so much more than that. As we get deeper into his character, we see his sweet side and his soft side and how much he really does love Evie. I'm actually preparing to reread the Diviner series along with some friends in preparation for the final book coming out next year. We're calling it the Diviners Club, and I'm super pumped about it, especially because I just get to relive all of the Sam Lloyd love. We've got another Shadowhunter boyfriend, of course, and that is William Herondale from the Dark Artifices series by Cassandra Clare. I really have a fictional type, don't I? Will is another character that gets you frustrated in many senses of the word. Will has many instances of doing the wrong thing, and especially to an extreme sometimes, but he also goes totally to the other end of the spectrum where he would literally lay down his life for the people he cares about. Y'all remember the fireplace scene? Because I do. While he 100% fulfills that sexy bad boy stereotype stereotype, he's also so tender and gentle at the same exact time. He's another one of those people where his character just ages like a fine wine, and he is just the perfect man at the end of the series. And we're actually going to get some new Will Herondale content in the next upcoming Shadowhunter series, The Last Hours. We get to see him as a dad, and I'm so excited for this very unique opportunity to watch someone I was crushing on as a teenager have their own kids. It's gonna be a great time, but regardless, Will is always going to hold a special place in my heart. My next fictional crush is Citra Terranova from the Arc of a Scythe series by Neil Shusterman. I liked Citra immediately when I was introduced to her character, but I started to really appreciate her as an individual and fall more in love with her character in Book 2, Thunderhead, because we really get to see her as her own person as opposed to a Scythe's apprentice or Rowan's friend / love interest. If you haven't read the Arc of a Scythe series yet, let me just warn ya, Citra is a boss. She is so thoughtful, intelligent, and clever. I love the fact that she does not let anyone step all over her and really paves the path that she wants to follow. I would just be so smitten if Citra was a real person. I feel like she's a girl that I would follow absolutely anywhere. She has an incredible mind along with a passionate heart, and honestly, I am like dreading reading the toll and seeing the conclusion of her story because she is not a character I ever want to say goodbye to, and is definitely one I will be carrying with me after the conclusion of the series. My next bookish boyfriend is Kaz Brekker from the Six of Crows series by Leigh Bardugo. Of course, like whose bookish boyfriend isn't Kaz Brekker? People who don't like Kaz Brekker just don't exist. As I'm filming this, we like just got the casting for the Grisha Trilogy TV show, and like let me just say that the actor playing Kaz is like ridiculously my type, so just color me extremely excited. I feel like Kaz takes the bad boy trope to a new level because he's like actually a legitimate criminal, which is really hot in this instance. He's intimidating, but like in a sexy way, you know? He is super quick on his feet and fiercely protective of the people that he loves, and so I've just thoroughly enjoyed the process of getting to know his character from like this stereotypical criminal at the start of the story and how he softens up by the end. Six of Crows is a series I have not read in quite a few years, so a lot of times I feel like I remember mostly like the shell of the characters and a lot of their most prominent traits, but with the rise of this new TV show coming out next year, I'm super excited to dive back into this world, give it a reread before the pilot airs, and just get back into all of these amazing swoony characters. But Kaz definitely stands out as my favorite male lead. On the other hand, my favorite female lead from Six of Crows is Inej Gaffa. I love Inej so much. I feel like I just get hard eyes every time I think about her. I was always particularly drawn to Inej because she came from a family of acrobats, and as someone who's involved in aerial arts myself, I've always loved seeing that connection to a character that I've never found anywhere else. But then you get to really know her and it's like, oh my god, Inej. She is a fighter, man. Like, Inej is so emotionally strong-willed, and I take a lot of inspiration from her character. We get so many moments of her being a badass, showing off her skills, but then there are also many instances of her being more soft, gentle, and kind-hearted. She's super multi-dimensional, definitely not the only one in this series, but I think she actually was the first character that I really fell in love with, and I think I'll always be crushing on her. Oh my gosh, especially with her actress. Next we have my newest bookish girlfriend, and that is Louise LeBlanc from Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. Lou is such a fun character to read about. She's absolutely hilarious and has some great lines within the book. She's wild and spontaneous, and I just feel like every day with her would be an adventure. She's cunning, resourceful, and just all around a fierce witch, and I feel like it is impossible not to fall in love with her. She goes through a lot of growth and development just within the first of this series, but she does remain true to herself, and that's something I really love about her. I'm absolutely devastated. I have to wait like a full year to read book 2 and get more Lou content because this book just came out. If you are looking for a new fictional lady to fall head over heels in love with, Louise LeBlanc is waiting for you. But she's mine, so back off. I mean it. We have a very deep connection and a passionate love story, and I just can't have anyone intruding on that. Closing out my top fictional boyfriends and girlfriends, we have both main characters of one of my favorite series ever. Being obsessed with both parties of an amazing ship is truly the best part of being bisexual. But I am, of course, talking about Adrian Everhart and Nova Artino from Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Adrian is such a soft boy. Like, I have had many snarky bad boys on this list, but he is truly the sweetest most of them all. I feel like my love for Adrian can be summed up with the fact that he wanted to bring Nova sandwiches to make sure she was eating while working at Renegades HQ, but he didn't know what kind of sandwiches she liked because they hadn't really gotten to know each other yet. So he brought her like 5 different sandwiches so she could choose. And another reason why I love Adrian so much is that with many other boys on this list, I could not see myself dating them in real life whatsoever. Like, our personalities would just clash way too much. So I love like lusting over them from afar. But Adrian is everything I would want in a real life partner. He's loyal, determined, respectful. He's a family man. He's sweet and gentle and kind-hearted. He's also got this awesome superpower where anything he draws can come to life. So he can just like shower me with gifts with such ease. We're talking about the real foundations of a relationship. He's such a cutie. I love him to death. And honestly, if anything bad happens to him, like him dying in Supernova is out of the question. But if his heart even gets broken, like, I'm going to have some choice words with these characters. And now Nova. Nova Artino. Nova is a really special character for me because she's actually the first girl character that I really allowed myself to feel all of the like mushy gushy swoony feelings that I've always had previously about male characters. Being able to recognize that like I felt the same way about her as I do with people like Jace and Will, and not having to like reevaluate how I feel about characters in the past when I first came to terms with myself was just a really impactful experience. Nova is just everything. She's absolutely everything. She is beautiful, wicked smart, incredibly talented, super witty and funny as well. She accomplishes some truly amazing feats in both Renegades and Archenemies where like I would never have either the brain power or the strong will to go through with. I just love her to pieces. She is incredibly important to me. I would probably consider her like my #1 bookish girlfriend, and like honestly, same deal for Supernova as Adrian. Like, she is not allowed to get hurt. She's definitely not allowed to die. And she just has to live happily ever after with Adrian. That's all I could possibly want for her. In conclusion, I am woefully in love with Nova Artino, and I wouldn't have it any other way. To close out this video, I just want to briefly talk about a few of my other fictional crushes, either ones that I've had throughout the years or others that just didn't make the list. Edward Cullen from Twilight, the post-Harry Potter, pre-Jace Wayland book boyfriend. I was so in love with this man. I legitimately wanted to change my name to Bella when I was 13 years old just so I could lay claim to being his girlfriend. I'm very sorry I abandoned you during the movie franchise when Taylor Lautner got cast. It was a dark time for both of us, I know. Noah Shaw from the Mara Dyer series. How could I not include him when my type is literally just British? 17-year-old me swooned over Noah Shaw all throughout the entire series. This is definitely not a book that I pay much mind to as of late, but I do really want to eventually dive into the follow-up series that's been published that is mostly about Noah. Dmitry Belikov from Vampire Academy, my scandalous older YA boyfriend, who I believe I'm actually still younger than, which like, honestly, that was a little messy, right? Let's just say I was very thirsty for him to suck my blood, if you know what I mean. Liam Stewart from the Darkest Mind series. I actually just recently reread the Darkest Mind series, and I can tell you that Liam is still boyfriend material all these years later. Country boy, I love you.
I'm really sorry if you didn't get that reference, because wow, does it look weird without context.
Wesley Ayers from The Archived. There has yet to be another emo boy to steal my heart like Wesley Ayers. We love a moody boy in eyeliner. Charlotte Holmes from the Study in Charlotte series. Charlotte is another person I don't think I would necessarily vibe with in person. I feel like she would just like be really over me as a person, but I am more than happy to admire from afar. Cait Harker from This Savage Song. Cait is actually like, I think the only one out of all of these who does not have a love interest. So honestly, my chances with her are way better than anyone else. Ethan Winters III from The Afterlife of Holly Chase. Ethan is totally an underrated book boyfriend for me. The whole time, the 3 times that I read The Afterlife of Holly Chase, and also me this coming December when I reread The Afterlife of Holly Chase, just because of Ethan. What can I say? I love a rich boy. Luca from Daughter of the Burning City, another character I have not talked about in a long time. Luca is definitely a character that took me by surprise. I did not expect to love him as much as I did, and I don't think I even realized how attached I really was to him until I started becoming suspicious that like maybe he might be the murderer, and I just like was not having that because I was like, he cannot be the murderer. Like, he has to be this sweet precious boy that I can fall in love with. I will say this boy has been on a journey, my friends. I feel like N and Levi are like the second generation of Adrian and Nova for me because I love both of them so much together and separately. And finally, I think I actually might be discovering a new fictional girlfriend in my current read, and that is Odette from The Beautiful. I think Odette might actually be the only side character on here. These are all main characters and love interests. Oh my god, Odette just has me swooning every time she's on the page. I literally cannot get enough of her. She's also the only canonical lesbian on this list, so like that just gets me like a little bit further in the door. The door that is fictional and doesn't actually exist. That concludes my super long comprehensive list of all my fictional crushes. In the comments below, I would love to hear more about your fictional crushes. Who were your first bookish loves and who are you currently pretending that you're dating? Because like, I can relate. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you soon for a new one. Bye!